playing on. So far, we've had a good round of different maps throughout our first two series. That will not continue. Consulate and Border repeats from some of our earlier matches. Consulate selected by Chiefs. Barbie boys wanted Border. Bank as the decider. Well, it's been the day of 2-1, so we may actually end up getting Bank after all, which would be a fitting map to close things out on. Hard to really gauge too much from the map selections, but you look at Chiefs, they of course did lose Consulate to Team Anios, got 3 rounds. Now they choose it.
Yeah, that was exactly going to be my point. And I think most notably as well, they struggled on attack. They did not get a single attacking round win. Last time out in that previous play day here on Consulate, they've selected it once again. They backed themselves in and their system to refine things. And hopefully, for their sake, they can produce a better result to open up this best of 3.
It's do or die time. Play day 2 of OCE Kickoff, and we already send a team home. One of Barbie Boys and Chiefs will be packing their bags from this stage. Big, notable players across both of the teams. Wedables, his return. Could it be short-lived? Killerman, a top player in the region. Player relays from the international highs to potentially being eliminated at the first hurdle. Let's get underway as Barbie Boys are on defense.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm intrigued to see what the dynamic is going to be between these two teams, especially given the amount of knowledge and I think readability that both will have. And that's going to be reflected in terms of like what kind of tempo do we see? Are we going to see a lot of aggression? Is it going to be a little bit more measured? Options are plenty in this kind of matchup, and I assume it's going to evolve over the course of this series if we are to get all 3 as well. That with the amount of experience inside of the server at this kind of level in do or die matches as well, critically, especially in best of 3s. Hopefully we do see an evolution over the course of this series as both teams try and counterplay, and should tee it up to be an interesting match to observe. The bands as well for this opening half. It is Thatcher, Glaz, Azami, and Smoke.
Yeah, and pressure's on, really, isn't it, for both teams? I think at an equal measure. You could make the argument for Chiefs as the core 5, you know, representing a stellar organization. The players themselves, obviously highly accomplished, but you could say the same for the majority of Barbie Boys. I mean, Wedables, Killerman, Prez, absolute staples within the region. Bailey, over the last few years as well, has been a proven player. Walsh is really the only one in the server, I think, guys, that doesn't really have the accolades, really, considering this is his first real foray. Box taking damage within the first 10 seconds, I imagine courtesy of Killerman, who's already running rampant on Consulate to begin inside 20 seconds of the game. Back up yellow stairs.
Early Candela from relays. Vig's aside. Not entirely sure what that was to prompt. Is it an over-rotation from the defense? Perhaps there's no follow-up action there from the attack of Chiefs. They're posturing elsewhere. Drone work over towards CEO. I mean, the body language and the positioning is, to me, suggesting CEO might be the right play with the smoke band out and the Tachanka not selected. It could actually be probably the most optimal route from here if they are able to deal with that Goyo utility quickly. We'll see what they shape up for, though. 2 minutes, so there's plenty of time and no commitment needed. In the meantime, though, Killman does find Box. Good kill from him.
I mean, he's just kind of got the license at the moment on the defense to just run around, especially towards yellow stairs. Good little entry, though, from Relays to shut him down. No more Candelas left, but has been able to get into bathroom. Wedables got 1. Neptune as well. Keeps things equal. Wedables shut down as well by Neptune. And it's been a flurry of kills to leave us in a 2 versus 2 at this point. Jakenna still with the shield play over towards CO. Relays has got a really good angle to maybe help protect. He gets on the move. 1 close by. He's aware of it. And they're aware of the fact that Relays sits in bathroom. Good down onto Prez. Leaves Walsh in a 1 versus 2. Does get the down onto Relays. And so Jakenna sits the rappel pistol out. What's Walsh got here in a 1v1? Pro League seasonal debut. Flames still up.
For the Flames.
Not ideal.
Now needs to push. Jakenna just needs to be patient. Walsh will have to bait him out. It's the only way he wins this round. Needs to fake. Does so. But Jakenna disciplined
as well.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else that Walsh could do. And to be fair, what didn't really help him there was the flames. It kind of took like probably 5 to 6 seconds off the clock. Gave him even less of an opportunity to clutch that up. Quite honestly, for Walsh, there's genuinely nothing he could really do there.
Yeah.
Unless Jake kind of threw. Like, if Jake throws, then yeah, maybe he could win the round. But Jake's not going to throw there.
No, yeah, they shaped up for CEO. Took a little while to get it going, but able to make it work in the end. Some good play from the Ying on offer in particular in that round. Just created a bit of space and some good pressure in through split in yellow. Alleviated some of the pressure in towards the potential plant and the denial that would have followed. So solid teamwork there in the opening round from Chiefs. Basement the site of choice as follow-up here for Barbie Boys.
Yeah, I wonder if though Barbie Boys kind of look at the way that Killerman started that round and just think, give him the license. Consulate is a massive map. Chuck him on the Vigil. See if he can just win the fracking battles, which I think Killerman's the sort of player that more often than not, he can do that. And maybe unless he runs into Relays. Relays is an incredible fragger as well. And this series might just come down to who has the better performance of the top player fraggers in Relays and Killerman for their respective teams. And it also just, especially on this site, buys a bit of time. You got to go hunting. You got to deal with Killerman on the Vigil. And a bit of information for Wettables. He goes a very early nitro and he hits Jay Kenner. That's the Monty done. Boy, he's tucked into the corner there. That has completely blown him up.
Electrosensor active.
No, I don't quite know how that's been as powerful as it was. So quite an unfortunate.
I didn't think I was going to kill him. I figured it'd get him low, but yeah.
Maybe a chunk, but yeah, the death was certainly unexpected. And Jake Cannon wouldn't have even seen it coming. He's just, boom, instantly dead out of nowhere.
Oh, edibles.
And so too was Relays with the pop-up from Wet.
Yeah, and at that moment, Relays probably thinking, can I go and steal one back after we just lost our shield play? We're going to have to go and get aggressive. And Box is going to try his chance against Wettables, who's got a lot to prove. Of course, made his comeback, I guess, funnily enough, on Chiefs in a last-ditch effort for that roster in the SILCQs. Fell short, team disbands. Finds himself on Barbie Boys now as Box is down. And since joining this particular roster, Wettables is refinding some of his fragging form. That certainly was lost. You think back all the way to the Game and Gladiator days. Neptune with 2. Shuts down Killerman and Bailey and keeps the round alive now for Chiefs.
Still improbable from this point onwards, though. Big reliance on player finding a couple of picks. If he
How
finds
they
that one
trade
hatch,
there?
it gets intriguing, but... Well, yeah, he actually did find it, but falls. I don't know how that was a trade. Must have been a very last second flick from player. Round concludes, though. Good work from the defense.
Yeah, 1-1, and wouldn't be surprised if this is a back and forth kind of series. Don't think there's really a whole lot to separate skill-wise. And it's kind of funny, you know, we have a bit more context now because when Chiefs lost to Team Anios, it was sort of like, I think going into that series, they were certainly the favored team. And now you kind of look at the way that Anios played against Enterprise and you think, oh, well, okay, maybe that wasn't a completely awful loss for Chiefs. Maybe they're not in as bad position. And Barbie Boys, of course, having to play Enterprise 7-0, 7-2. Okay, they got completely fumbled there, but that's also not a great start for your first match in, I guess, what is Pro League. Of course, they played in Challenger Series to qualify, so they've been spending time together and playing games together. I think this will be a far more of an even contest for both teams compared to their previous matches. Yeah, good start for Wettables. Finding that first kill with the Nitro Cylinder J cannot really threw the round into disarray for Chiefs.
Yeah, sure did. How long does this seesaw continue, though, between the two? Or will one side potentially be able to run away with things? Oh, Walsh just got caught for a fraction of a second and that stripped away his opportunity to find an opening kill there onto Relays. Killerman elsewhere fighting server stairs, but again, nothing really comes of it. So both teams are pretty eager to get proactive in the early round here, namely Barbie Boys, especially on defense. They're not shying away from an early fight, sensing that if they can get an early pick, they can bunker down and lean into that advantage. In the meantime, Relay's in through lounge after surviving that spawn peak attempt. The skeleton key from down below could be a difference maker in dislodging defense here. It's not a frequently used tool necessarily on this side, but if you find its niche, it can work out. It just keeps the defense on their toes and makes the ankle work a little more challenging.
Relays gets to work with the skeleton key. The round has kind of come and gone so far. Halfway through this third round, only a bit of damage on the Relays that is notable. Killerman very lucky to still be alive towards Secretary. He got taken down on 1 HP. Kind of able to slip into break. Relays sitting still down below. Could offer a point of difference. No one really hunting him for Barbie Boys. And Killerman's too low to maybe go hunting. It's actually Wettables that's actually able to find the kill from above. Shuts down the buck. And a 2-player advantage now for the defense. Forces player into action. Straight into the Grismont mine. As he goes top spiral looking to push long desk.
50 seconds. And good clearance there onto Walsh, who probably overstayed his welcome. Killman's very low elsewhere as well. So if they can problem solve this and break it down, with 40 seconds on the clock, it doesn't look awful here for Chiefs, but it's still a challenging position. Good Grimbees onto Bailey. President, though, is tucked. Oh, he's exposed,
great
though.
clear.
Gets caught. Yeah, these clears have been really good so far.
They still got Capital utility as well. Flashes from player. Utility is there for Chiefs for this site execution. Wettables will just sit patiently inside a CO. Gillerman down below, but he hasn't been able to find a whole lot. Now he will off of the information. Impact gets Jay Kenner to half health, but then Bailey falls to player. This plant should go down successfully. Wettables dying to the bailiff. And Killerman, now the one who almost disrupted the plant attempt from Chiefs, is by himself. A bailiff will be more than good enough against the 1 HP Killerman. Neptune will win this every day of the week and does do so. Chiefs take the round.
Yeah, really nice there from Chiefs. They were able to break it down and just take it one pick at a time, isolate those defenders. Prez was probably the first most notable catch. Well, just prior to that as well was Walsh front desk. So taking those two off the board. Killerman committed down below because he was on low HP. So that maybe alleviated some of the pressure, especially because he wasn't able to net a kill off that impact trick. And so just a really good methodical attack there from Chiefs. Really good temperament in that round. They're just not rushing things, even when it started to look a little dire in the 3 versus 5, 50 seconds on the clock. They still felt like they were somewhat in control of a lot of that last third of the round, which I think is a positive sign.
Expo Piano for the next site. Three opening kills straight for Barbie Boys, though. They've had control in the early portion of the round, so they've been able to get off to a good start. But I say that. They've given up plant twice now. And of course, they haven't been able to convert on 2 of those opening kills. Neptune with a 4K in the previous round, as he's now 8-2 inside 3 rounds of play. It's been a big factor for Chiefs. You know, I kind of highlighted Relays and Killerman, but right now it's Wettables and Neptune.
10 seconds remaining. Camera in position. 5 seconds left before insertion.
So round number 4. And it's vertical control, the name of the game for Barbie Boys defensively. You can see the lines of sight being established from this top floor position. That's to prevent against direct hits from the attack, because planting will be very, very challenging if top floor isn't dealt with, or at least disrupted. I like the Valkyrie inclusion here as well from Walsh, just looking for a little bit more information and helping break down this attack. Equally though, in response, we see the solid snake selection. The first time we'll see it played here by Chiefs. And actually might be quite a useful tool in lurking up above or facilitating a push elsewhere onto site more directly even. We'll see. Killerman under the pump.
Well, what they've done well, Chiefs, is dealing with this aggression from Killerman and the way he's like moving around the map. You know, so Kenna spots him, he's on the Monty, he's safe, that's fine. Now Killerman is playing very aggressive, and you can just see the way they're waiting outside these windows, breaking the barricades, trying to deny the opportunities for Killerman to surprise them. So they're putting pressure back on him. So that's why he's 1 and 3. He hasn't really been able to be all that effective, really, since literally the opening kill of the entire game, which he got. And since then, 0-3. Hasn't stopped him from trying, which is the right attitude. Again, we reach the halfway point of the round without a whole lot to show for it, but there's not been an issue for Chiefs so far in this half. Their ability to just get into sight, win the gunfights has been pretty evident.
Oh, yeah, whoa. I got a little close for box. Trying to work alongside Jay Kenner here. So it could end up being a posture towards a direct bench hit here, actually, from Chiefs. A good way to negate the hold up above. It's challenging to deny vertically against this particular plan if they're able to target side of the corner and then pinch elsewhere. Plant
and they know
executed.
Walsh is yellow. This is just going to go down for free. Jay Kenner's got a 3rd plant in 4 rounds. Box got nitrocelled by Walsh. Kenner able to now keep the shield extended on the Monty. Neptune continues to just frag out on Consulate. Oh, hang on. Oh, he gets knifed by Wettables, the teabag as well. Neptune again. He goes double digit already. Wettables and Bailey. As Neptune now by himself takes the battle against Wettables and shuts him down, and looking for the counter defuse is Bailey. Neptune is on an absolute heater. Oh my goodness.
Wow. That was a big round from Neptune. He definitely got his steps up in that round.
He's got the turd expression, right? He's just no reaction, don't care, doesn't matter. It's a 3-1 lead. Move on to the next round, boys.
Yeah, really well played. Again, he got his steps up that round. I really love that he repositioned so swiftly for the post play, and he knows that top floor control is going to be so critical if you can maintain that because of the nature of the plant position and the vert that's already established. And we saw it play exactly that way. He was aided with the mirror that was already preset by the defense. He was able to use that in towards split and then bang, straight away, line of sight onto the counter defuse. Pretty simple and straightforward clutch, but well executed. 12 kills in 4 rounds. So he's averaging 3 a round so far, which is incredibly impressive. And if BARBIE boys aren't able to shut that down, it gets dangerous. Yeah, absolutely.
Back-to-back 4Ks, the 1v2 clutch. Jay Kenner's gotten 3 plants in 4 rounds. And that round was actually the first time that Chiefs got the opening kill in the round. That was at the 53-second mark, the latest that we've had one. As Killerman tries again on the Vigil, 1 and 4 now, and still, ever since the opening round, has not been successful on this aggressive roam.
No, he hasn't. Probably been a case of good discipline from Chiefs in not giving away easy opportunities, and then they've been quite constricting in the way that they have been attacking. Again, leaving little margins for error from the defense and exposing those mistakes when they arise, and then enabling Neptune to do really well and some good work so far. The information gathering has been clean, and the early portion of the rounds as well being well thought out by Chiefs. It's round 5, vert from the Ram. Vertibal's on the pulse to counter that. In basement currently. Shots raining out from player. No kill found. Walls as well takes a tick of damage too. So again, early round, good pressure from Chiefs.
Yeah, but it's controlled pressure too. I think you said it. More damage from player onto Bailey. Still has 2 boogie auto breaches in pocket. Don't want to lose those. Killerman does find the kill onto relays. Finally effective. Traded immediately though by player. But at least quite important to get rid of the buck. Walsh, the headshot onto Neptune. So he's finally shut down after he ran riot in the last 2 rounds, picking up 8 kills. He too is traded by player. We stay in this 3v3 where Prez, Bailey, Jay Kenner, and player all on the same health. It's Box that needs to get involved. You're the Blackbeard. You've got full health. You kind of need to lead from the front heading into this last minute towards the site. Box is the one that has to make something happen.
Yeah, I would agree. Full HP on the Blackbeard. He has additional protection. Bailey low. Prez, though, low as well on the opposing side. Nitro, though, for Wet. Bailey, too, as well, with 1 in pocket. Grenade for util clearance on the side of attack. 45 seconds on the clock. So still a little bit of time to set themselves up here and get Box in a playmaking position.
Double Nitro.
Can he be the difference maker?
Double Nitro is still available for Barbie Boy. So they're sitting back. They're going to give the space. There's not a lot of time. Hope that the Chiefs will go for the plant throughout those Nitro cells. And Prez now looking for the re-aggress as well. And it may end up working out. They got no idea. They seem far too comfortable right now, Chiefs. Oh, Prez caught by player. Never mind. Opens this round up massively. Capital bolts go out. Box for the plant. Nitrocell, importantly, has not landed, but player Jay Kenner are down. Box now in the 1v2. You've gotten the plant. He does get the push onto Wedipul's the kill as well, and Bailey's on 1 HP with Box falling outside. This is now very difficult for Bailey. How do you play this against the Blackbeard sitting outside in garage?
You have to get on the kit as quickly as possible. Can Box hold his nerve?
He's done a decent job. Bailey's just going to push him. Box is going to push him back, though. Big from Lunchbox. Huge for the Chiefs. And they take a resounding 4-1 lead here on Consulate.
Yeah, wow. They've really come out of the gates very strong here. Their attacks have been really well formulated. It's been good to watch. Again, another good example in that last round where they're not having too many oversights is right here. The lurk up above from player inside of Piano to net that flank watch was critical, and in the meantime they've set themselves up for the plant and they've put Box in a playmaking position. He was the one with full HP and the Blackbeard shield to be the one to be impactful, and they identified that, got him in the perfect spot, and then he was able to finish the job. So good start from Chiefs. It is their map selection though, so I'm not really convinced that this changes much in the context of the series. I think Barbie Boys are competitive enough, but Chiefs definitely deserving the plaudits so far.
And that's 4 plants too. I mean, Lunchbox got it right down at the end. 3 seconds left on the clock. Of course, plays the 1v1, but I got to tell you guys, we've been doing this a long time. 4 or 5 rounds, plant going down successfully is not a good sign for Barbie Boys. Like that's, and some of these rounds have been really close. Like the last 2 came down to 1v1s, and the first round came down to a 1v1, if you recall. Jake Kenner on the Rappel and Walsh in towards CO. But even despite that, in all of those 1v1s, they're post plants, and so Chiefs are in the better position. They've had a really, really good first half. We'll see if they can close that out with a 5-1 lead. Barbie Boys desperately need to get a second defensive round. Oh, double drop into
double damage.
I don't know what even that happened just then, to be honest, as Walsh and Prez combine 1 apiece. Neptune got the opening kill. Flash from Box, tried to go pistol out, didn't quite work. Nitrocell from Prez reacquired. And Killerman gets rid of relays, and it seems as if Barbie Boys will grab that second round. And the 3 straight round wins for Chiefs comes to an end unless player clutches a 1v4. Looks like he's smiling. There's no pressure, I guess, when you're the 1 against 4. Not a lot to lose for player. Going into the second half, though, Chiefs switch to defense and definitely feel like they will be the favored side in that second half. Well, player can't get it done in the 1v4. Chiefs, though, will be more than happy with that first half. 4 attacking rounds acquired as we head into the roll swap halftime. I hope you guys enjoy this next track. I hope you guys enjoyed that halftime break, courtesy of DJ Zedox. That one's added to the playlist for sure as we head into the second half. Chiefs switch over to the defense. Barbie boys at least were able to answer back at the end of the half, guys. A much-needed round win. We'll see what they can do on the attack now.
Yeah, certainly. We're able to lock it down nicely there, final round of the half, and what shaped up to be one of the more one-sided rounds across the first 6. And so not to be discounted here. Chiefs are now on defense, should find comfortability, and expecting some big things from them to close out this map and send us across to a border. The bans for this second half, it's Goyo, Valk, Grim, and Deimos. So honestly, actually a pretty left of field in terms of the overall composition of bans here, with Shields remaining, Hardbreach remaining. But in isolation, not terribly astray from operators that are pretty specialist here on Consulate. You think about like Goyo top 4 for Denial, Deimos for Third, etc., etc. So yeah, excited to see how this does play out.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Only 2 rounds actually were opening kills converted. I mentioned, of course, the 4 plants, but 3 multi-kill rounds in favor of Chiefs compared to just the single one for Barbie Boys, which was Wettables in the second round. 3 clutches for Chiefs. But again, the clutches that they won, they were in front in those clutches, if you will. 13 and 4 for Neptune was the clear standout. I have the feeling that Chiefs on defense should be stronger here on Consulate, but I mean, it's been a funny old kind of day. I wonder what the pacing will be like actually from Barbie Boys, because Chiefs were kind of sitting back. They had pressure, but it was controlled. They weren't just rushing in. Took their time in the vast majority of the rounds. Walsh will go on to the Solid Snake. It's been actually, I want to highlight Walsh, 6 and 4 in the first half. He struggles in Challenger Series and well and truly on the first day of kickoff was he would start so slow. Yeah, a lot of the times 1 and 5 or 0-5. And then the second half, he'd be fine. He'd go positive and he'd have a good game. Good to see him start well in the first half. Might be a case of a player who's obviously making their debut in Pro League performing a little bit better on defense. So in the second half now, one to watch, see how he performs on the attack. He's got the license on the Solid Snake. Spider Boys deal with some of these castle barricades set up by Neptune earlier. Expo Piano the site, but still looking to clear top down.
Yeah, pretty big responsibility for Walsh in this round to ensure that he's relaying information effectively because of the nature of his tool and of the radar and how powerful the gadget is. Good example there. So info split, you can relay that. Team can then action. Chiefs, they are peeling back, so I'm going to try to take too many unfavored fights. Box initially, we'll pepper away, but then we'll peel back. In the meantime, Bailey did win a duel onto Neptune, so the Danger Man 13-5 will play no further part here in round 7.
Yeah, in 2 rounds in a row, he hasn't been able to play a further part after he went ham. 2 quickly dead, though, for Barbie Boys. Wettables at least got one back. Walsh, good headshot onto Lunchbox as well. And all heats up towards the tail end of this 7th round. And gives Barbie Boys a momentary advantage. Player bot yellow stairs, and he's in a 1v3. Ended the half in a similar position. It's a 1v4 from the same spot. Now it's a 1v3 from the same spot. On defense rather than on attack. Next kill has to be player without being traded. He does get it. 1 close left. He's thinking about, is someone going to flank him from behind, or does he want to reposition? Either way, you got to make up your mind because the plant has gone down.
He's trying to bait footsteps, but it doesn't quite work. Barbie Boys hold their nerve. They commit to holding that yellow stairs angle position. It pays off. They win the round, and they keep things quite interesting now here on Cons.
Certainly do. 3-4 now. 2 rounds in a row for Barbie Boys. CO meeting up next, and a good statement to start the second half with the attacking round win. Yeah, all quiet really, wasn't it, for probably the first minute and a half, and then the next 30 seconds after that, there was like probably 6 deaths
Defenders, protect
in
your
the span of
bombs.
about 10
By
seconds.
attackers.
Which honestly, I think if it's going to be that sort of play style, that benefits Barbie boys. Chiefs most likely have got more of the structure component down pat with the roster composition that they have. But if it gets scrappy,
Attackers have discovered
you think about someone like Walsh, who's a ranked star. Well, I mean that's perfect environment for him. 8-4 now for him. Wedables leading for Barbie boys with 9. And yeah, it's 3 rounds, 1 kill for Neptune in the last 3. So he was 12
5 seconds left.
and 2 after the first 4 rounds. 1-3
Attackers
since
are
then.
heading out to defuse a bomb.
Of course, plenty of opportunities they remain in the half for him to reactivate. And maybe naturally his role defensively isn't going to be as impactful frag-wise on the Kaid for this particular round. He'll kickstart over towards break. Early drone work on this side of the map. And so Barbie boys likely committing for map sweep. Despite the Goyo ban, it doesn't seem like the direct CEO is going to be on the agenda. Speaking of Neptune, pre-rip Nitro from this break room position. If boots land on the ground on that repeller, you might be able to net a kill here. Although he just goes a
does
little
not
bit
quite
early.
reach the window.
Yeah.
McKenna actually got the opening kill
Wow,
on to
okay.
Killer Man. He's able to escape back through basement. He can rotate back up yellow stairs. It's a little early engagement this time in the 8th round. Walsh is hunting. Walsh honestly could cut off J. Kenny here. He has got the timing, so J. Kenna's just trapped bottom yellow. J. Kenna shot in the back. Lovely read from Walsh.
Yeah, that was nice. Just good discipline and patience and overall read.
A little strange that J. Kenna doesn't even check his left side first. Always check your left and your rights when you're crossing the road. I would know. Almost got run over in Paris.
And you got hit by a tram as well in Melbourne.
Well, I hit the tram. And the tram then had to be decommissioned.
Yeah, I did hear that. Well, a minute to go then. Round number 8, 4-4 HP advantage to Chiefs.
Shamika launcher being utilized by a player. Bailey and Prez will be needing to be wary of the fire utility. Wedables just waiting for the time to repel in. No more lion scans available. They do seem a little stalled out right now, certainly by the Shamika launcher of player, trying to push through meeting. A couple of boys to shoot at. Yeah, not ideal. There's the flames onto Bailey. Nicely done from player. Wedables did get one at least, but only Walsh by himself in a 1v3. He's just pretty much stuck in this position. Nicely done from Relays to finish him off. Chiefs will claim the round. They're first on the defense. And Lunchbox is out of here. He's back. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's back.
He's up and about.
Did he just like get off his chair and like do a little spin around dance or something?
Don't know. Not too sure what the box is up to, but replay package of that last round. Decent discipline from Walsh over towards the other catch, J. Kenner. The anchor work late there from Chiefs was pretty spot on. And so a 5-3 scoreline now in the favor of defense. Down to basement for round 9.
Attackers have located a
Well,
bomb.
if you had have said to me at the start of this game, Relays was 4-7, and Wedables was 10-6, Walsh was 9-5, and just those 3 players, I would have said Barbie Boys would probably win in 6-3. But it's a testament to what Neptune was able to do in the first half, what players been able to over the last couple of rounds. Box is starting to find some form, and really just as a team for Chiefs, they're
5 seconds left.
probably a little bit more concise with their gameplay. Barbie Boys at times have kind of had to rely on a little bit of the scrappiness. They really need Killer Man to start firing if they're going to get back into this match. 4 kills is not going to cut it for a player of his caliber. He's an incredible Incredible fragger. Double nitrocell set up for Chiefs along with many impacts. Very explosive utility belt.
So double Salma on the primary breach, slowed out temporarily by the Zodos from player. But they will be opened up in a moment's time. Oh, Neptune elsewhere, aggressive through Visa, runs outside, finds Prez. It's the Ram off the board. Doesn't immediately vacate, but in a position where it's very easy for him to peel down the hatch or even progress back forward if he so wishes.
Yeah, nicely done from Neptune. Just gets active. Almost a similar role to what we saw from Killerman in the first half. Now throws the doubt for Barbie Boys. Is he going to keep rotating around the map? He's at the moment still just over towards Visa. He can, of course, drop back to basement pretty comfortably from that position as well. So while Barbie Boys have got top floor control, Relays now has actually kind of crept back up here on the Vigil.
Could give him a favorable timing here against the Vert if he's able to make it work. Barbie Boys won't rush
yellow
anything
stairs.
though, but Jay Canner gets caught again over towards that yellow stairs position. Bit of deja vu about it.
I don't know why Jake's the one that's actually pushing up yellow there. That's interesting. At this point, it's a 5v4, just over a minute, and you have Relay's second floor, who can be the, the one to maybe cause the disruption to the attack. Jay Canner just doesn't need to do that, and gives an opening for Barbie Boys, but you still got Relays. And he's going to be following in from behind. Of course, Barbie Boys have completely vacated that top floor. It's going to be that first floor, eventually, that push from behind from Relays. That should be a difference maker in the round. Keyword is should. Wedepool's going for the plant. Relays needs to pick up the pace here and help out. He's going to drop now in towards Piano, open up the floorboard. The player's Nitrocell already connected onto Wedepool's. Relays good frag onto Bailey. Walsh does get the trade, but the kid's in a bad spot. Out in the open, 30 seconds left. Walsh needs to make his way quickly down yellow. Killerman is already here as well, so it's a double stack between the two of them. It's forced Walsh to now go garage entry.
Oh yeah, Diffuse is in such a terrible position, but box does fall. No trade initially, 15 seconds.
And no nitro, but watching this beautifully is player. A switched on, so is Neptune. Chiefs take the round, and with that have got themselves map point.
Yeah, clean work there from Chiefs. I love the little combination there of Solace feeding information, and ultimately Relays didn't deny plant. It was denied before he could actually act upon that information, but he still got a kill because of the positional advantage that he afforded himself. Sure, traded, Walsh did a good job, but then it was a man disadvantage with Diffuser stranded. Very little in the way of win cons remaining there for the attack. So 3 opportunities for Chiefs to close out their map in regulation. I think by far and away the better team here on Consulate. But again, kind of like I made the point previously, I'm not going to make too many judgments on the side of Barbie Boys just yet. Still potentially a lot of siege to be played between these two.
Yeah, I mean, really solid round, and I think player's been exceptional, and especially in this second half. He goes double digits now. It is their map pick, so you're right. There's probably quite a bit more siege still very much to play out. Border, I think, will be the kind of map that should suit Barbie Boys a little bit better. You think about the rounds where it's been more scrappy. Barbie Boys have looked pretty solid in those rounds, especially from Walsh, Wedables at times. Yeah, Killerman might feel more comfortable on Border with his aggressive style of play, especially on defense. You think about the way you're attacking the windows and the entry positions and controlling areas like break and security, or even just roaming on the multiple levels. He's going to be a big factor on that second map. We're not done here. Still 3 rounds is possible for Barbie Boys, but they've not been able to win 3 rounds straight on this map. And the way that Chiefs are playing on defense, yeah, they're a long way back now. They go split for the first of 3 map points.
Boss G Vigil for the match point round for Relays, so he's been given the license to roam around here off-site and be a threat.
I make my own entrance.
Okay, so Relays down below. indicative that we could see pretty big horizontal pressure in through basement here from the attack, and then that will force the Chiefs back to site. At least maybe that was the initial plan, but it seems like they're rotating now elsewhere. Box contending outside through Visa at the moment. BARBIE Boys trying to establish a pinch. Player probably calling for that support, and well, that said support will land. Killman in the grave, advantage Chiefs as they march towards taking map 1.
The loss of the hard bridge, not ideal, but not probably a huge factor in this round on split. Neptune, though, getting rid of Bailey and the Blackbeard falling. That is a big deal. Now you've only got the Monty for shield cover. You still got Wettables, of course, as well for hard bridge. All shot in the bat. Never mind. Well, Box is down, but Neptune getting the kill onto Walsh means a whole lot more here for Chiefs, and are set up now to take this map. And Prez never even really getting into the building onto the Monty. I mean, Chiefs have just been able to completely ignore him. There goes Wettables, and it's the solo Monty left alive. Prez got one with the pistol. Doesn't matter. Chiefs far too good on Consulate. They take their map pick and one away from knocking out BARBIE Boys from kickoff. The good news for the boys, though, is their map pick of Border is up next.
They've come out windmilling like an Englishman looking for a scrap. But talking of a scrap, Pino!
If he goes uncontested and the kick goes cold, that will be devastating. The grenade goes through, that's the swing! Cyber and Bullet are able to get one apiece with the kit so far away, and Canadian down upstairs.
Cyber, wow, that was special.
It's a 1 versus 3 to hold, and they're pushing him from behind. He's found one. He's got to get the vertical as well. They get pulled off him. We're down to the last 3 or 4 seconds. Ryder's got another. He's held on. He's going to do it. And PSG take the 2-1 win.
Both players spotted, but the res can be made successfully.
Oh! Got another one for Solotov. Information from the bees. It goes deep. Shotgun. W7s! They cement themselves as one of the greatest of all time.
He's starting to get cooked alive, Ollie, but he's using the stim pistols. Look at this from the dock. Surely not. Brilliant! That's play of the year in my book.
Plays the game, hits the old body, doesn't quite catch it. There's the
Oh,
impact.
he gets it!
There's the dash! He doesn't have
he
the
doesn't know!
concentration! He's going back, he's not quite sure. He
Nesk, you
only
gotta
has
go.
a few seconds. Stick it, Nesk, stick it!
This is an angle that he might be able to contest. No, unfortunately, he takes just a bit of damage there. A walk, I guess, the second one. Eclipse, though, will get one, turning it into a 2v2. Now they push it on the side. The Bandit will lose out on this. Eclipse, the last alive on the Ella. Spots the head and takes him down. The ace for Waka.
He will down BC, Canadian positioning to pick up, but that's going to result in a double nade from Vertical. That's 4 for him in the round. Necrox, the final defender against Vertical, the ace, absolute domination.
You believe
private magic, Michael. Team 1 does as they win the Mexico Major.
He gets it just in time! It is Apex Norman! They are the best that this region has got to offer.
Well, a great start for Chiefs on the opening map of this series as they ended up winning it rather comfortably in the end, guys. 7-3, the scoreline. It wasn't all comfortable every single round, and certainly a lot of clutch rounds for Chiefs to go with that, certainly in the first half, but definitely had the better of BARBIE Boys on Consulate.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little bit more polished across the board. There were glimpses from BARBIE Boys, but unfortunately for them, it wasn't quite enough. Leading the charge for Chiefs was Neptune. 18 kills, and that was even with kind of the mid portion of the match very quiet and down a little bit, but was able to tap into some of that form and skill in some of the latter rounds. Player as well, not too far behind, going 10-7. Again, though, BARBIE Boys, despite the scoreline, weren't too far behind with some of their hard-hitting players. Walsh with a standout performance, actually the top-rated player for BARBIE Boys, despite being the least experienced side of the server. Had some good moments and some good reads onto the opposition, but unfortunately, as a collective, they just weren't quite at the same level as Chiefs. But again, as we said a couple of times, that was the map selection of Chiefs. So will they now suffer a similar fate on board? A selection of BARBIE Boys fighting their way back into this best of 3. If they lose it, this will be the last map they play of Kickoff.
Yeah, the pressure on heading into board of the map pick for BARBIE Boys, but they'll look to stand up to the pressure. They start on defense first up, as the Chiefs looking to go for the 2-0. We haven't had one of those today. I still think Bank likely. I like BARBIE Boys on this map, and I think that they'll be a little bit more confident, comfortable, and so much on the line. You think about a player like Wettables not wanting to sit around and do nothing for the next few months until stage 1. I mean, in fairness, you'd probably have to win the actual kickoff and go to the major. Otherwise, yeah, you will have a bit of time off anyway. As we head into the bands, Thatcher, Glaz, Azami, Smoke.
Yeah, the band's not standing out as being terribly out of left wing, but again, it does mean that the shields most critically will be left alive, and so BARBIE boys have elected instead to go an alternate route, which is more of the execute heavy util, namely the Thatcher, which can be used to counter Nitro, and then the Glaz, which gives you the freedom to play through smokes with ease. But it means it is going to test their ability at some point, most likely to counter shields. Blackbeard probably the most notable for Chiefs. So we'll see how that does indeed play out. It's Archive's first site of choice. And, well, I'm looking at the composition already here from Chiefs, and it's pretty cheeky. With the Amaru in play, the Sense as well, Capital for util layering, and the Nomad to dump air jabs, it screams an Archive set.
10 seconds left before insertion.
A bit of a change up in the attacker lineup for Chiefs. They'll bring the Deimos, the Twitch, and the Blackbeard at the last second.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Gilliman on the Thorn. I imagine we'll just place a couple of Razor Bloom shells and start running around the map and doing what he does best. Armory Archives, of course, the site for the opening round. Oh, Lunchbox. Oh, hang on. Where's Lunchbox gone? Mate, there's a game on. Hey, can we get the... He's just left. He's not even watching the cam, technically. Player right there.
Imagine Gilliman.
Hang on, he's back. He's back. All right. I want to know what he was just doing in that moment. Bear it back, guys. Got to go put the fan on. It's getting hot.
Gotta go put the bins out.
Yeah, just mid-official, 40 seconds into the round. Maybe Mum was asking, Fox, can you do the dishes? I'm in Pro League, Mum. I mean, obviously she wouldn't call him Box. Oh, Walsh, big Nitrocell.
Hey, you never know. Oh boy. Okay, minute 45 of the clock. Advantage to BARBIE boys. Walsh getting peppered. It's been a good performance from him so far, and he holds his nerve to stay alive here early portion of round 1. Well, okay, I say that and he dies, but player falls and traded. 4v3 now, minute 30. BARBIE boys still in an advantageous position.
Yeah, classic border there in terms of just the trade potential that you can have on offer. Relays creeping around customs. Little frag grenade towards metal stairs. Box patiently waiting. Just calms down. And left. Push coming from Jay Kenner. Weatables will be the one. And has to think about, does he go for the swing? He does have a Nitrocell available and certainly will be useful against the Blackbeard of Jay Kenner. And now the push to come through. It's Bailey that hits the shot though. Nitrocell not even needed. Lunchbox by himself. He started the round AFK. He ends the round as the last dead for Chiefs. BARBIE boys, perfect start on border.
Yeah, good little snowball. Pretty typical border. And doing a good job to dismiss Chiefs. They never really got their footing into the map to set up for the eventual very execute-heavy play style that I think they were attempting there with that particular composition. Just got a little bit awkward there through the early mid-round and, yeah, kind of crumbled. But early days, opening round, it is what it is. Attacking sometimes, especially into border, can be a little bit difficult to feel your way through the first couple of rounds. We've got Archives for round number 2 for the follow-up. And it doesn't look like Chiefs are going to shy away from shield play early here. Jay Kenner initially selecting Monty for the follow-up.
Big round for Bailey. He gets himself a 3K. Walsh got the opening kill of the round. Killerman getting 1-2. So all the things that, you know, BARBIE boys probably wanted to happen in that round, they were able to kind of get going their way. Nothing really working at all for Chiefs. Bathroom tellers and from here now, the map really opens up the next 2 rounds. Armory Archives always can be the one that's stalled out a little bit. You get Bathroom Towers, Event Workshop. The map opens up massively, but that might be to the benefit of someone like Killerman around bot metal and can roam on that Mozzie. Walsh can roam as well on the Ella.
So top East likely to now be the next point of contention for Chiefs. Jay Kenner will play the forward line on the shield. Maybe some accompanying drone work as well to facilitate that. And I love the addition of the Nomad to try and cut these positions off once the control has been gained by Chiefs. In terms of the contest, though, from Barbie Boys, it's pretty limited at the moment. You have Bailey inside of off first, and Walsh can push forward over towards through security in that waiting Mez position as well if he wants. But equally, with the hatches rather already opened, I don't anticipate them to play ultra aggressive. Prayers as well will lurk through 90. It's a pretty good read initially here from the defense, but have Chiefs even elected to commit here? It doesn't really seem to be the case. But stack waiting room though, so above as below as opposed to above. 90 seconds remaining in this round.
I think so far this is a win for Barbie Boys, compounded even further now by that opening kill onto Lunchbox. Player does get a trade. Jakenik going for the plant inside of Tellers, so Chiefs are going to go all in on this plant. It may come off successfully rather than going for the roam clear. Jakenik has got the plant down. It's now only Walsh by himself. We saw him do some work towards top waiting. Has gotten a couple kills, but nevertheless, the plant down with the Monty shield up. Player over towards bathroom. Walsh, of course, aware of the fact he needs to deal with player more so than Jay Kenner. Trying to draw out player, and he did a decent job of that. He's got him down, eliminated, and now has 10 seconds to deal with the Monty shield.
Jake.
What?
No. No. That did not actually just happen. That did not actually just happen. What was that clutch?
What?
What?
I need a replay of that stat.
We have seen some
as
pretty
soon
absurd,
as possible.
We have seen some absurd clutches today. We have seen some very absurd clutches.
That's
That
number
may well
one.
take the cake. That has to take number one.
That is number
What?
one. That is insane from Walsh. He's just starting to really find his footing in Pro League. A little slow to get going in Challenger Series, but he's really heating up in this contest. And he did some great work over towards waiting. As we watch back, I mean, just drawing out player with the tap onto the kit, goes back to the kit, tries to draw out Jay Kenner. What is that? Wow. Big power play. 2-0 to Barbie Boys here on border. And a 5-1 start for Walsh.
Boy, oh boy, that was... Oh no. Hopefully that's not a bad omen of things to come here for Chiefs here on border. It's a 2-0 start. Barbie Boys looking a little more comfy here on their map selection so far. As we look to settle back down, it's been a great day for Walsh. I highlighted it when we came back from the map 1 break that he was the best for his team and looked really comfortable, and some of the reads he had were good.
We're 16-8 now in the series.
Yeah, exactly my point. 16 kills so far in the BO3. He's been a significant stakeholder in the match.
Yeah, not a good start here for Chiefs on the attack of border. So Event Workshop, 3rd round, and it's an early kind of got to win sort of round for Chiefs. Otherwise, Barbie Boys then get to go straight back to Armory Archives, and the pressure would be mounting. It's been the day of seeing all 3 maps here in OCE. What's one more, says Barbie Boys.
Still a long way to go. Chiefs may be able to find their footing here and brush aside that last round. No doubt a little frustrating for it to have gone astray. The Monty persists. Jay Kenner has retained his license despite the last round, and he'll push forward to pressure this position from Prez, who's now on a little bit of an island, gaining support elsewhere though, as Bailey falls. Good start
Prez is
here
going to
for
be dead here.
Chiefs. Oh,
He's got to die. Yeah, he does. Oh my goodness.
it just looks a little on edge at the moment for Chiefs.
Walsh got one, but immediately traded by Relays. In fact, they traded each other. Apologies. Keeps the advantage with Chiefs, and so far it's been a better clear. Played off the Monty really, really well. Good communication from Jay Kenner. Good follow-up from the likes of player. But as has today been the day of clutches, at this point, I'm not going to call a single round over ever again in my life because this has just been ridiculous. Even right now, I still have the faith in Killerman and Wettables in a 2 versus 4. There's only 50 seconds. And they get the kill onto Jay Kenner. That would have been so crucial. Killerman ended up dying to player, and Wettables dies bot metal. Chiefs are on the board on border.
Yeah, that's better from Chiefs. A little more confidence. Again, it initially looked a touch shaky on that top floor clear. Not super duper clinical, but it was still good enough, and they had the right pieces in the right positions. They leveraged the Monty nicely. They were able to break some of the crossfires that Barbie Boys were reliant upon on that top floor. And once that broke down, it was pretty straightforward effort to be able to compound that advantage. And so understandably, the Monty gets banned in response. Barbie Boys are sick of dealing with Jay Kenner, and Tubarao will join him.
Oh, this is going to be the test now. Armory Archives for Chiefs. Real statement if they can win this side on the attack. And as he said, now no more Monty available for Jay Kenner. To be honest, it's not needed. Jay Kenner is more than equipped to play other roles. He's by no means a hard-sat Monty main. A lot of trap utility for Barbie Boys. Grismont Mines from Walsh. You got the Razor Blooms from Killerman. Vulcan canisters to deal with as well. And throwing 2 Nitro Cells from Prez and Wettables. A good setup for them coming into the 4th round. Relays onto the Amaru. That may get changed. But if it doesn't, could indicate an intriguing strategy for Chiefs in this round as Box switches to the Rayora. I am keeping my eyes firmly locked on Relays. It's not often you'll see the Amaru on border.
Yeah, most traditionally it'll be for the sandwich hit here, and the RUs can help in masking that particular play. In a rare instance, you might see a play up the box hatch, but that's probably pushing it a little bit. So we'll wait and see. The additional layering as well of Rayora in this composition could make things intriguing. Here is Relays very quickly. So is he posturing to go up the hatch? That's the question. Could be on the agenda. He'll be waiting again for the util layering elsewhere. He's not just going to go straight up the hatch without any kind of assistance. That's not ideal. So here we go. Can Relays make it work?
Well, doesn't really matter. The rest of the
not
is
needed.
dead. Relay, he's not even needed. He's like, boys, where is everyone? He might get one on the pushback up metal from Killerman, who's just goes for a little play. This round's done. That is a wonderfully set play from Chiefs. The focus was on Relays, and rightfully so with the Amaru play. Yeah, it's a free kill onto Killerman, drop back down the hatch, and that is a really well worked round. Probably the best worked round in the series. Well, we go from a mega clutch from Walsh into 2 rounds back-to-back for Chiefs on the attack, and we are all tied up here on border.
Yeah,
that was quick.
That was nice. They're able to leverage pressure from the main breach. Relays was there as backup. Was in a good position to trade those picks if required. Ultimately wasn't. And then had a good advanced position against the retake. So, yeah, look, not really too much more to say. It was classic border, a little bit tricky to ascertain as to how those other picks came into fruition. But I think it was just one of those examples where everyone hits their shots at the correct time. There's a little bit of util layering in there as well. And once you kind of slip control over towards Armory, it's very difficult to get that back. So, yeah, credit there to Chiefs. They equalize the scoreline, and it's back down to tellers.
It's kind of also hard to get a read on this first half. I mean, we've played 4 rounds. It's kind of Walsh or bust a little bit for Barbie Boys. He's got the majority of their kills. He's got more than half their kills. None for Wettables, which is a concern because he was looking really solid on Consulate. So they've kind of lost a bit of that firepower. Whereas it's an even spread performance for Chiefs, and that was a really well worked strategic round that we just saw from them. And now they've got a little semblance of momentum. Already the first map in the back pocket. Jay Kenner trying to be a bit sneak. They might go fast here again, honestly. Yeah, you got double shield. Jay Kenner's kind of just lurking. Tellers is vulnerable. There are a lot of bodies on that second floor. There is double Nitrocell and Wettables playing bathroom. Obviously, Chiefs trying to do the prep work, but it does seem like that's the goal, is to go for the fast hit.
Yeah, maybe. We'll wait and see. They'll be playing into triple Nitro, however. Just may not pay off. Candel's been cooked above here from Neptune. Could be a bait and switch. Relays with tasked with the plant of that diffuser, and Jay Kenner probably then given the license to go deep here on the blitz and try to aggress. Player will then sneak through passport, look for the pinch pressure. I do quite like this setup. Minute 45, it's actually Jay Kenner to take that kid. In the meantime, Killerman found a kill. Nitro will land.
Big Nitro. That's huge. And the round's done.
It's dead.
Well, you see, the thing is, the setup in itself is fine, but they've taken so long, and Barbie Boys have got so much control of the map that they themselves know the only real point that is maybe at danger is going to be that Teller's Rush. And so Barbie Boys are set up and ready for it. They've got the utility to deal with it. I think if Chiefs were to go for that, you need to create something elsewhere around the map to just kind of draw eyes, draw attention, draw some bodies. Neptune's just going to send it in. He will die, and Barbie Boys retake the lead. Pretty easy round for them, and they had really good patience and understanding as to what Chiefs were trying to do, and they were ready for it.
Yep. Yeah, I think you have framed it pretty perfectly. There was so little happening elsewhere on the map that it kind of was the only option remaining. Wettables with a really nice Nitro. And there was never a world in which Chiefs were able to get deep in towards that objective, activate the likes of the Blitz, get their shields active, actually disrupt the anchors on the site.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
Yeah, so
bombs
some
as
good
they can.
timing and some well-placed utility from defense. Nets a Barbie Boys the round win. And so it's now the final of the half. We return to Armory. And last time out, Chiefs
Attackers have located a
with
bomb.
the Amaru and some, aggressive plays elsewhere were able to flood Armory. Early composition, though, suggesting that the reattempt here from Chiefs will be a little bit more conventional.
5 rounds straight, the opening kill has been converted. 2 plants for Jay Kenner. 2 multi-kills for Barbie Boys. 1 from Bailey, 1 from Walsh as we head into the final round of the half. I'm actually not sure what the halftime vibe song is going to be, by the way, but we had an absolute banger in the previous half. I'm hoping we can bag it up. We can go 2 for 2. And I did check the Twitch chat poll. It got added to the playlist. So I was on the money with that one. So far, Barbie Boys have been far more on the money here on Border. They only got the 3 rounds on Consulate. They already achieved that in the first half on their map pick. Jay Kenner continuing to ply his trade on the shield. Started on the Blackbeard, switched over to the Monty. That gets banned away. Tried one on the Blitz. Never really got a proper go at that. And now back onto the Blackbeard to end the half.
Big responsibility on Walsh. Pillar position security. It's a key part of the defense. Installing out time, protecting Armory breach. And so far, he's done a good job at chipping away at drone utility, maintaining pressure and his life. Chiefs all stacked outside at the moment. Looking for that opportunity to pounce. Utility now to be layered, and Walsh is able to escape, so good work. But that now likely opens the path forward into security for Chiefs, but it's not taken initially, and there's still backup options available here for Barbie Boys, Wettables. Good line of sight, Nitro Cell as well. And Walsh could maybe even think about recontesting here if he finds that opportunity. Minute 30 in the round, and a top east posture now from Chiefs.
Yeah, and he's able to do this because Wettables has been watching, so they know it's a vacated spot. Now Wettables can get off that angle watching the window in towards CC. So Walsh can kind of take over. Wettables can put more pressure potentially over towards the balcony side. There's only just over a minute left. He's actually still just watching it anyway. Because Walsh is there. There is a player outside there as well. Jacana into break. So that might activate Walsh. She might go and think about a swing attempt. Goes for the feet of Jake Kenner. Forces the drop down of Walsh. Lunchbox gets rid of Killer Man. Opening kill goes the way of Chiefs. Jake Kenner's done well to push forward on this Blackbeard, but shut down by the Nitrocell of Prez. So they lose the shield. They lose Lunchbox. Relays a huge kill onto Bailey. They still haven't cleared Wettables in sight, and he just turns around. Easy kill onto Neptune. And a significant advantage now for Barbie Boys late in this round.
Yeah, 20 seconds. And it's a double stack in through Fountain for the attack. They need to trade this out. Player hard right needs to be dealt with. It's Prez who lands both sprays. Barbie Boys top off the half, and it's shaping up to be a very intriguing border.
Hey, baby. Ooh. Whoa. Can I tell you what's on my mind? 'Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind? Can I get a chance to let you know you're my heart's desire, and I love you so? Will you stay right here, or will you run away if I tell you what's on my mind? I know we're more than friends, but less than lovers. This is not the end. There's much more to discover. Promise to stay. Will you promise to never leave if I tell you what's on my mind? Hey, can I let you see the real me? Will you hang around, or will you break free? Would you break free, baby? I just need to know. Would you let me go if I tell you what's on my mind? I know the day will come when I let you go. The love I have for you will only grow. Promise to stay. Will you promise to never leave?
So 4-2 lead for Barbie Boys on border. Closing out the half with the last two rounds. As the Chiefs now go on defense themselves to see if they can close this map out in a 2-0 fashion. Otherwise, bank will be required. Do or die elimination match. Stakes are high, and the bans come through. Solid Snake will not be a factor in this second half. Banned away, along with the Monty, the Azami, and the Mirror.
Yeah, Snake, an interesting one. Can't help but feel that for executes, with just how compact the map is, you don't have to be too far away to capture a lot of information. Typically 3 or 4 players on the site, and again, relay that efficiently. It can be quite strong, and so Chiefs are not wanting to contend with that. Monty as well, a lot of use cases here. We saw them lean into that heavily themselves, especially Jay Kenner. So again, they will deny that from Barbie Boys. Does mean, though, that the Blackbeard is available, and expecting that to get quite a bit of play time. So over to Archives for the opening round of the half. Some intriguing decisions in terms of this defensive composition, though, when you have the Castle and the Aruni both in play. Maybe Chiefs are looking to lean heavily into utility on this particular occasion and try to drain as much as they possibly can from Barbie Boys. I do wonder if it'll pay off.
queried before about MVP for the day, guys. Bappen would have to be right up there with his clutch plays. You kind of touched on if Walsh can finish strong, he'd be in contention. For that to happen, he desperately would need to get to map 3. Oh, a little trade of utility. A little gas babe for a frag grenade. And, well, the frag grenade forces Jay Kenner into a awkward position. Easy kill in the end for Wettables, and a great clear from Barbie Boys. Good teamwork to get rid of the smoke towards East Airs.
Yeah, pretty simple and straightforward. If you're in Jay Kenner's position over towards East Airs and you don't move fast enough to play coverage down below waiting room, that's exactly how you get caught with util flying and no catch. It's a pretty easy collection for Wettables. Minute 50 then on the clock. It's not a steamroll here from Barbie Boys. They will be a little patient. It's not as straightforward as just transitioning that control now in through office. They are contested pretty fiercely. It's a reset now from Chiefs. Minute 30 on the clock. Fountain hold from Relays. And Neptune security. Can he be a difference maker with the DMR in hand?
Oh, Neptune wins the battle with the DMR. First 1 or 2 bullets probably didn't quite connect the way he would have liked, but he just kept at it. Lunchbox keeps Killerman still on a bit of a cooler. He's not really firing on border. 3 and 5 now as Chiefs take the player advantage after losing Jay Kenner early. Oh, lovely kill from Wettables. He doesn't want to go home just yet. He evens it up. Expecting, of course, that push over towards main lobby to come and deal with him. That was player who was honestly fortunate to still be alive. He's on low health. Wettables will get an opportunity and should be able to get this kill. Never mind player. Wonderful headshot. Quick reaction. Shuts down the rampaging Wettables. Chiefs in the last 30 seconds have got the extra body.
Yeah, 20 on the clock. Prez has been able to dash across, get himself in a plant position, but Bailey will need to cover against 3 members of Chiefs. Player below denies, and horizontally, Neptune as well. Really, really good resistance from Chiefs after what was a strong start for Barbie Boys East side. Chiefs were able to snap back.
Yeah, really good for them to be able to win in that fashion. Didn't quite pan out they would have liked early on in the round. They lost Jay Kenner, opens up that East Airs position. You don't have the gas babes available anymore. It was a great clear with the frag grenade and then the follow-up from Wettables towards Passport. I think that was some really good teamwork and synergy. It took a big swing from Neptune to get his kill. He could have easily lost that. They would have been down 3v5. So, you know, Chiefs were fighting pretty desperately in this round, and they just kind of, in the end, were able to get themselves into that winning position. 20 seconds to go, 2v3. Barbie Boys didn't really have a good plant position either. 4-3 on the scoreboard. It was Armory Archives 1. Now you go Bathroom and Tellers, and this will be more of a test. And after the first 5 rounds, the opening kills were converted. It's now 2 rounds straight, which they have not been converted.
10 seconds to go.
Still no multi-kill for Chiefs on this map, which is a concern on a map like Border, but it does suggest, and as you can see down below, that it's a pretty even spread of kills. So it's not just a single player or two getting the vast majority of the kills. They're spreading it pretty evenly. But all these rounds have been pretty one-sided. So the second round was a 1v2. The Walsh clutch, of course, the big shot onto Jay Kenner. Every other round has been either 4 alive or 3 alive. Oh! Speaking of big shots, this time on the Neptune from Walsh.
Good work. And just frees up a bit of horizontal control now in this pocket of the map. Barbie Boys can establish a bit of a foothold, maybe force a bit of fight back here from the likes of player who now themselves also get caught. So the trap is sprung and Chiefs have fallen right into it. Now it's all about entering the conversion phase of the round for this attack and confirming where these defenders are and picking them apart. They're doing just that. Box relays 2v5 and they need to hold out for 2 whole minutes.
I can't imagine that's going to be likely a good response from Barbie Boys after falling short in the previous round. Now they look very dominant here in the 8th. Bit of yellow ping information. Not much that they can do with it, though, as the duo. And they've given up Talers. Prez going for the plant. I just don't see how they can even deny this. Even if you do get a kill or two, you're now in the post-plant scenario. Relays immediately dead inside a bathroom. Lunchbox towards server. He's going to get absolutely pinched inside a server. He can't take both fights at once. Barbie boys are able to bounce back in that round. And they take a 5-3 lead, and we're edging a little closer to bank.
They're certainly starting to feel that way. There's some good flashes of siege from them recently. So we enter a tactical timeout. In terms of opening kill conversions, as a stat to highlight so far of the 8 rounds played so far, it has only not been converted on 2 occasions, and it's been and that was a 50-50 split. One was Chiefs failing, and the follow-up there was Barbie boys. This tactical, though, for clarification, has been called by Chiefs, so maybe sensing a little bit like us that they're losing a bit of control in this matchup, and they're looking to just try and reset here and see if they can fight back. It's a 2-round margin at the moment, so they can certainly do that, but they need to step it up.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
You're mud.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Yeah, I think coming out of the timeout is a great opportunity. It's still only a 2-round differential. Just tiny bit of breathing room. If Barbie boys do get it to 6, it's not the end of the world. You can force overtime. It just hasn't really clicked for them on border. And back on Consulate, they largely dominated. A 7-3 scoreline usually does suggest that. Completely dominated in the multi-kill department, 4-1. They got 2 3-round winning streaks. Only won 2 in a row once so far here on border.
Oh, Neptune looking for maybe some contact there on the exterior of security, but he'll retreat back to the map. Early hard breach here on offer. Killerman is going to follow it up with a very swift push. The Banshee, though, will still out his momentum.
Oh, Prez is planting already.
Plant?
And he's going to get it off.
He just walked to the front door.
Yeah, walk straight through the front door. Unconventional plant in the smoke, and it works. Lovely set play from Barbie boys. Catching Chiefs off guard. Walsh with a good kill. They've still got the numbers. A low health box and player. Player might even have to think about swinging that front door, but instead opts back towards Workshop. Walsh sitting and waiting. He goes to 13-4. Start getting bank warmed up. It's seemingly required. Barbie boys have been too good here on border. Oh, that's clinical from Walsh. Straight to the head.
It's good signs from this young gunner who's making a bit of a statement in the early portion here of kickoff. It's been a good day at the office for him. Still probably trailing Pappin in terms of that earlier MVP discussion that we were having. He was insane today, but I tell you what, if he's able to keep this momentum up and be a difference maker on bank, which, as you mentioned, does feel inevitable at this point, maybe he could be the man to take the honors. He's had some big moments and some big impact in this match. He's looked, honestly, really, really comfortable inside of the server. As we look back at that round, we catch up in the post. It was spearheaded by direct push through front door. Bailey played the front line on the blitz, and in the meantime, Prez planted inside of that smoke, and there was really no world in which Chiefs were able to impact that. And so at the back of the tack, they don't win the round. It's a 3-round margin, and Bank is calling.
It looks like we're going to get the triple trifecta of all 3 matches today going the distance. It's been a banging day for Easter Sunday host kickoff. Unless Chiefs can string together 3 straight to force overtime. We haven't had an overtime today, have we? I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
It's been kind of one of those kind of days where a team by team and map by map basis have just been quite a bit better. So even though all 3 of the series have gone to 3 maps, the maps themselves haven't really been too much of a contest outside of maybe the Enterprise game on Fortress, which went 7-5. Followed up by the 7-0. Don't imagine we'll see a 7-0 on Bank, though.
Unlikely. So it's the castle deployed again in combination with the Aruni for Chiefs. This time out, we see these barricades deployed on break side. This offers more playable area for the defense, and again will hopefully decelerate the push from BARBIE boys, who will be required to invest more of that projectile utility to clear the gates and then clear the castle barricades. Relays is so eager to push forward here. He almost caught a timing onto Walsh if he had to pushed forward. Hive launch doesn't land. Drone is good. Relays able to get out.
Wow. Yeah.
Pretty risky.
If he just had a guy immediately swung, he's just straight dead, shot in the back. He's quite fortunate. Massive performance for Walsh, though. A bit of a coming of age for him. His best match easily since his debut. That's been a big reason why BARBIE boys lead 6-3. They are taking their time, though, in this round. 90 seconds left on the clock. And the clear to come through from Killerman as he takes on the battle towards Fountain. Jay cannot just completely napping behind the deployable shield. That elbow well and truly extended. And Killerman says, thank you very much. As Walsh, the entry denied by Neptune, but Prez there for cover. Good teamwork again for BARBIE boys. It just seems like they've always got the numbers in all of these fights. Completely outnumbering the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. 60 seconds now on the clock, and it's Killerman to double down. Relays player. Can they push this one more round, or is Bank pulling up next? 50 seconds.
I'll find you.
I don't see it happening. I really don't. Even more so with Relays going down. Well, the fate of this bracket in the OCE region, leaving these 2 great teams to battle it out already in the lower bracket, is unfortunate. That one will have to go home. But I think at least the solace is that we'll take all 3 maps unless player gets 2 more. And he cannot. Vendetta from Wettables. He's not done yet for the second oldest player in the region. He wants a little more action here for kickoff, and he will get it, and we will get it. Bank is required. It will be the last map of the day.
けてく夜明けにこれが最後の願いね Let's go! ネオンの絡む肌踊る影揺れるステップ流されるままにはにかむ横顔に遠くで響く鼓動探すほど見失い溶けてく夜明けにこれが最後の願いね嘘でもいいからみんなないものねだりね Let's go! 寂しげな言葉をつぶやく唇を音色と混ぜ合わせて消えてく人の波預ける指先に儚く揺れる光溶けてく夜明けにこれが最後の願いね嘘でもいいからみんなないものねだりね失われた声街に飲まれて霞んでいく笑顔遠くになる瞳曖昧な距離さえ甘くてほんの少しでもこの夜に酔わせて溶けてく夜明けにこれが最後の願いね嘘でもいいからみんなないものねだりね溶けてく夜明けにこれが最後の願いね嘘でもいいからみんなないものねだりね
He gets in just in time! It is Apex Norman!
They are the best that
this region has got to offer.
So all 3 maps required for our final series of the day, fitting for what's been a thrilling day of Siege here for OCE Kickoff, and it comes down to just 1 map to determine the fate of BARBIE Boys and Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's turning into a little bit of a nail biter with momentum swinging both ways so far, but yeah, just thriving a little bit more in the chaos of border. And so I think as we head into bank, it should be a little bit more neutral territory. It's tricky to envision either team just having an inherent advantage, really, to be honest. I think we've seen some good stuff from both. And honestly, in terms of just pinpointing one select player, the one arguably with some of the least experience inside of the server has been Walsh. If he can continue his run of form here today, he could really be the one to propel BARBIE Boys over the line.
So it comes down to bank. One of these 2 teams will be eliminated from kickoff. I don't want to go. We've had teams eliminated in APL. We have. That's right, because we are technically the last.
Correct.
For this week, we'll be the first from OCE, though, of course, to bid farewell. Which is again, it's a real shame because you look at both teams and you think you'd like to see more of them. Luckily, we've got a whole year of Siege ahead where we'll see them more often in Stage 1 and Stage 2. But, you know, the likes of Wettables, Prez, Killerman, the rise of Walsh as well. You know, that's something that we want to see more of. And obviously Chiefs as an organization, but also the players stacked. And especially when you consider, now Walsh is not young in nature like a Lunchbox, but he's young in the pro scene. So, yeah, it's a little bit sad. One of these, though, will get another chance moving in forward of the lower bracket. Chiefs defending first up. And we'll need to bounce back. 7-3 Consulate, 7-3 Border. Let's see what Bank has to offer.
Absolutely. Kaid Echo banned out for the side of defense, and then Chiefs taking off the Habana and the Ace. So it means that range hard bridge is unavailable, and critically for top floor, Kanto Wall will remain closed. That will largely shift attacks to square side, you would imagine. And so Chiefs, the ones dictating those bans in that kind of direction, will be hopefully well and ready, prepared for that. I like the addition of the Maestro here. Doesn't see too much playtime at the moment, but it's quite a powerful operator, gaining information, plant denial, good counter to the smokes that will likely be deployed here as well from the attack.
BARBIE Boys finishing strong with the last 3 rounds on Border. Prior to that, you know, 4-3 scoreline. It was relatively close. And Consulate was the same as well. Last 3 rounds went the way of Chiefs after a 4-3 scoreline. Kept it relatively close. CEO Executive, the first site choice here on the top floor. Neptune holding front desk. Killerman half health on the rappel outside. I do feel like the map of Bank might play more into the hands of Chiefs. A bit more on the structured side, but you know, Killerman finds the opening kill onto Neptune. You call all the way back to Consulate. He went absolutely nuts. He was 18-5, 25-12 in the series as a whole, but it's matched by Walsh, who's also 25-12. Killerman with the opening pick gives BARBIE Boys the advantage heading into the last 90 seconds of the round.
Can they make this execute land though? 4 bolts available. Other pieces of util as well that can be scattered to try and disrupt the likes of Jan, get this plant in front of the window. Can they make it count though? When the pressure starts to mount. Player as well still has a smoke, a gas babe rather, that he can respond with. Nitro as well here for Box. Oh, and he finds a kill with the SMG, and that will immediately disrupt this attack.
That's a massive kill for Box. He's forced out of Janitor in the end, but shuts down the Capital. He can reposition. And brings it back to a 4v4 heading into the execute portion of this round. And it completely just slows down the pacing for BARBIE Boys now. They cannot execute. They've got 3 players outside. It's only Killerman that's top square. Logic Bomb rings out. Don't think it's going to amount to too much for them. Player getting rid of Walsh. The Chiefs now in the prime position to take this round.
Absolutely. And with relays confirming that. Oh, I thought, and that as well, it could be all but over. But Prez with a nice little swing in. Now, though, low on HP alongside Killerman. And there's where the Maestro can really come alive. Prez somehow able to survive. Chicken trying to tap.
Well, they don't have. He doesn't have kit. There's no time. Chiefs are going to take the opening round. Perfect start for them on the third and final map. Player gets pumped up, and as they should. Great start for Chiefs. And I will add in the little tidbit. Whoever's won the first round has gone on to win the map. Not that that means anything. I just thought I'd add it in.
Certainly helps, though. Gets you one step closer. Top floor ticked off, and it's staff open to follow. I suppose a bit of a somewhat intriguing talking point. That basement will be the tertiary site of choice here, at least initially for Chiefs. Not that there's anything inherently really wrong with that if you can make these other sites count. Did a good job in the last round to really disrupt that attack. Box was massive in that round. If you had have given the opportunity to BARBIE Boys to settle and deploy that utility, swing into side rather uncontested, and then you're forced to play for plant denial or retake, it would have been far more challenging. So the plaudits go to him that round, and the rest of Chiefs for backing him up. As we prep now for open area, looking across at the composition for BARBIE Boys, specifically the additions of Deimos, Solid Snake, and Dockerbee could be quite formidable in terms of just the sheer amount of information that this attack will be able to garner.
Every round, every moment has such a huge impact in the landscape of this kickoff stage. Ooh, we're in the driver's seat here on Bank. This is the Alex special. I think he was the first one to do that.
Okay, so it's Deimos lurk below, so Killerman probably posturing for main or blue, whatever he feels is the most effective push. And then perhaps the others will be more directed up above. Oh, that's a good lurk. Yeah, Jekena gets caught. Well, that adds to a bit of a list now that's being created. Jekena getting caught out mid-round. Some good positioning for BARBIE Boys has been able to facilitate those plays, and it just opens up the door now for the team to flood in with a little bit more confidence. And already they're knocking on the door of sight.
Yeah, 1-3 on the opening deaths, or kill deaths, I guess, for Jekena on border. That's his first opening death on Bank. That's 2 opening kills now in a row for Killerman. But 1 in the first round, and then the follow-up here, and then it gets traded by Player. 3-0 start for Player, who I think at his best, he's a real top-level player, but the consistency is always sometimes not quite been there. Which is probably the same that can be said for, honestly, the majority of this roster. Minute left, still the advantage with BARBIE Boys after they dealt with Lunchbox on the smoke. And Staff and Open is far more vulnerable now. There's only 1 on site. There's players down below and Relays is up above. Very susceptible to a default hit here by BARBIE Boys. Oh,
40
just dead. He's not going to expect Walsh just sitting here. Yeah.
Oh, maybe he will.
Dead.
Okay, maybe he won't. 35 now on the clock. Maybe Relay's second floor could be the flake potential quad, but even he's being watched. Oh, timing. No. I'm ticking.
Neptune's got a lot to do. He's got too much to do, and Prez will just go for the door point with the RAU. Oh, he gets taken down. Neptune is actually able to get the kill, and that might just throw things into disarray. Walsh forced to go grab the kit. He'll have to plant, may opt for a default plant. Can't even get that. Relays and Neptune can look to deny it. Redibal's the huge kill. Needed that. Only Relays left in the 1v3. Does get the kill onto Walsh, though. Time left. He hides the pillar. Huge play. And Chiefs have stolen it at the death.
Oh my goodness. We have had so many rounds of Siege played today, and with that, so many crazy clutches. Goodness me. I really thought the sealer was there when Weddable was able to lurk into side and realized there was quite a distance from the action, but he was able to make it work over towards bot square. Right here. They're still scrambling, trying to get that diffuser on the ground, and seemingly they've completely overlooked the fact that that bottom quad wall was in fact opened up, directly giving Relays that opportunity, who then positions himself beautifully to play the clock. Man, a far from
Well, that's
optimal start
devastating
here
for
by
BARBIE
BARBIE
boys.
Yeah,
Like, you've had the two rounds that you've gotten the opening kill. That round there, you pretty much should be winning it. It was a 4v2 towards the end.
10 seconds to go.
Relays comes up big.
5 seconds to insertion.
And a 2-0 start for Chiefs.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
And most importantly, they now get the ability to head to basement. Very strong site defensively, and they'll play full bunker. Every operator brought has one goal in mind, and it's to delay any sort of plant attempt. I wonder what the goal will be for Bailey on the Solid Snake on this side. You know after a little while that, okay, that you could drone this out. You don't really need the Solid Snake to get you entry quicker.
Tracker on hostile.
Does he go something like a garage?
Yeah.
Almost play sort of the Nook role? Or is it just simply to speed up the clear?
I don't really
Of which they got a
expect
lot. I
Chiefs
mean,
to
like,
hang on.
like Solid Snake, Deimos, and Dockerby is heavily investing in this.
Yeah,
kind of one.
We saw it last round as well, right? I don't know, especially on basement, if that's going to compromise their
Well, that's what I'm saying,
executability.
it's a different site though. I'm not
Yeah.
questioning it last round, but for basement, it's interesting.
We'll see. If they start having issues flushing out the likes of Red and Deep Security, etc., because they don't have the U-tools to layer, I think that's where it starts to be brought into question. But if they find really good info that they can quickly excel and kind of pounce upon and maybe lurk through garage or find plays down main or whatever, then we'll be singing their praises. So it's more so just a case of execution.
You got 2 flashes.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm so concerned. I suppose the sense default here will provide enough coverage. You don't necessarily need smokes, but those 2 flashes need to be precise, especially against Red. That's where I'm most concerned about them being able to actually find value and find success.
Well, you have a lot of informational gathering tools. By the way, there's only a minute left. Like, you got the Death Mark, you got the Guan Hive launcher, you got the radar from Solid Snake, you got the logic bombs. But you already know where they are. Like, it's basement on bank. Wedables has got himself into server. Oh, he's just going to slip in. What is this? One tap onto relays. No one watching.
Okay.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter what you bring if you could just walk in the front door. And that now draws a lot of the attention. Yeah, now the flames came out, Jay Kenner. Now I'll use the Shamika launcher.
40 seconds.
Okay. Logic bomb rings out. Pocket counters the pop from player. He's, of course, cautious of a garage lurk. Res into CCTV, thinking about the plant, wanting to get the plant down. The ROU goes up. Gas Babe, though, pushes him off. No surprise. Shamika launcher can do the rest. And there's still another Gas Babe. As you say it, they should not be able to find a plant position, but Price has tucked in. Hang on. No. Denied.
Okay.
8 seconds. 2v2. Probably going to have to find the kills. As Wedables is ticking incredibly low. Falls to Lunchbox. Walsh gets a big kill. Time runs out. Chiefs go 3-0 up. It was scrappy. Came down to the end of the round. But clearly in the end, there was just no ability to get the plant down.
Yeah, no ability to get the plant down. And look, sometimes that's the case. In fact, as the site has developed in the kind of modern meta, you're often not expected to get the plant down, but you need to have the U-tool layering and the positions to be able to go deep and send it down main or lurk garage or drop the hatch, do something to disrupt the Red. Because they were such an info-heavy comp, they didn't have that utility. It was quite literally the double flash, as you identified, and the follow-up from that meant that it was quite weak. There was almost a strange, window of opportunity there for the plant to actually be secured. But again, ultimately, very low percentage. It doesn't work out. Left scrapping in the late round, and the defense was too strong.
Ooh, so we get a timeout after 3 rounds. And again, another opening kill courtesy. You think back to Wedables just kind of walking in through server or CCTV, gets the little one tap onto relays. And that was when I'm thinking, well, regardless of operator lineup, it's irrelevant now. It's a 5v4. You got numbers, and it's a lineup actually that can flood site nicely, get the information, play off that. But 3 rounds straight, you've gotten that opening pick, and 3 rounds straight, you've not been able to convert. Is a concern for Barbie Boys. Walsh getting 3 kills in that round. He continues his hot form in the series and is now the top fragger with 29 kills. 29-14, 3-0 on the entry. Wedables 4-0 on the entry as well. It's been their strength in this series. Killerman 7-3.
Attackers have located a bomb.
But they've just never really been able to actually benefit as greatly as they would like from those opening kills.
Yeah. So the clash hidden here. Prep phase round number 4 of this 3rd and final map. Top floor, site of choice. How much longer can Chiefs maintain this streak of momentum? Casting our minds back to the last time this site was played out. Ground work for Barbie Boys was pretty sound. And again, as you're painting the picture, the opening kill went their way, but it was boxed over towards Jen with a hero play to disrupt the push and get down below untraded. It really disrupted the push, which was largely centered around said Jen clear and being able to deploy utility to cover for the plant. With the double range hard breach ban, I anticipate that Barbie Boys will go for something similar here with an emphasis over towards either site direct or top square, and Chiefs are seemingly well prepared for that. We'll see how it plays out here for the re-attempt. The additional bans of note as well, Castle and Blackbeard.
It's getting away from Barbie Boys now, despite a lot of good work in the map. They've gotten 0 reward. Now have to deal with the clash of relays. And this site itself is actually the site that was the most dominant round win for Chiefs when they had 3 players alive. Despite the fact that Killerman got a very early kill. Bailey to make his way up over towards Banana. But he's just going to be walking into the clash anyway. And the pressure very much mounts.
Minute 30, and Barbie Boys are waiting for Bailey to find value on that Monty push forward. Throwing pressure out the likes of Elevator and Front Desk, and they net the first kill again. Can they convert is now the question.
Yeah.
Well, they've got the clash set up here inside of Elevator, do Chiefs. So Barbie Boys, again, it's going to be a reliance on utility clearance. So the flames have already been used. 1 frag grenade for Killerman. Scan as well. We'll see if that's enough to try and pressure Relays. He's looking quite comfortable at the moment.
Well, it's a tricky proposition. You don't want to rush once you get that opening kill, but I think they're also leaving themselves little room at the end of these rounds, not a lot of time, and then that's when it gets a bit scrappy. Walsh over towards square. Yeah, it's probably the next 20 seconds that's going to determine this round massively for Barbie Boys, how they can really nail home the advantage. Swing, though, from box outside Janitor. Did get some damage into Walsh, but he will fall. Wedables cleans house, and it seems like this will be the round, and surely they can capitalize. Wedables sticking the plant. They lost a couple more. Relays by himself. That plant will be successful. Shield down for Relays. Gun in hand. Can't find anything on the long angle, and outside on the rappel now. 2 players present. Wedables for Barbie Boys. They need to win this round. They cannot be losing this 1v3 against the clash. Relays will be thinking about, can I get shield down next to the kit and get a counter defuse off? I don't even think he knows where the kit actually is at the moment. And he's running out of time. Killerman does go down. 12 seconds though. Relays has got to find this kit now, and he will not. That's the round done. Barbie Boys are on the board.
Yeah, good work there. A bit of a bait and switch in that round from Barbie Boys. Opening kill and the posture over towards Banana and into the shield setup Elevated. But in the meantime, the rest of the team did a great job stacking top square, pushing in and flooding Box's position in Jan. And kind of blindsided the Chiefs a little bit there, who are uncontested, able to get that plant down. And from there, it's a pretty simple outside repel play for them in the post. Chiefs, though, will double down. They return to top floor for round number 5.
Yeah, it's a long way back from a 0-3 deficit, but it starts with 1 and they get it. But the comeback beyond for Barbie boys. So much at stake. Wettables leading from the front. The second oldest player in the region. So experienced. 23-14 in the series. 5-0 on entry. That's going to be the concern a little bit in the back of the mind for Chiefs. They're just giving up players too early in these rounds. 4 rounds straight. Barbie boys have got the opening kill. You look back on Border from the 10 rounds played, a 7-3 split in favor of Barbie boys. And it was split evenly on Consulate. 2 more rounds to go here in the opening half of the final map. Loser is eliminated from kickoff. Winner moves forward in the lower bracket.
Definitely starting to ramp up in pressure. Relays jump out, shotgun, and it's eventually traded. But my word, that was close. Bailey, 1 HP. Eventually nets that pick, but I think that's a worthwhile trade. The Razor Blooms are already deployed. And it means that Prez and the ROUs in the grave, this whole push is so much more complicated. When you can't open Kanto, you're going for direct hits like this, typically speaking. And the Sense facilitates that. And with it now no longer available, Barbie boys need to severely change their plans. We'll see. I mean, maybe they can make it work. Bailey, 1 HP, has still been able to find a kill. And so they're still in it.
Yeah, definitely a worthwhile trade. There's the fact that Sens has been so utilized by Barbie boys in a lot of their attacks in this half. But, you know, Neptune forward, Barbie boys have got the extra number, but it's a 1 HP Bailey. Still gun up and available. An extra body up for the attacking team as Walsh will send in his final Rotero. Is he going to get there in time? It looks like he will. So gets rid of the bulletproof camera. And heard the exothermic going off as well in the background. Keno patiently waiting outside stock in the hallway. Has been awfully quiet here on Bank. Just 1 and 3. Lunchbox, though, gets noisy. Traded immediately, though, by Killerman. Advantage still with Barbie boys. Jay Kenner, here's one coming into stock. That's Walsh. On towards the hallway that he's worried about, but no one actually there. Now by himself. Barbie boys are about to make it 2 in a row. As Jay Kenner can get involved in the clutch action. He cannot. It's 2 straight for Barbie boys. Getting towards the end of this first half, and the series continues to heat up.
Yeah, they're really having to grind away. That was an awkward start to the round by losing Prez early. I thought it was really going to limit some of their options for some of that on-site hit, but they were still able to isolate picks on site and layer a decent amount of pressure where Chiefs were getting dislodged and then forced into fights that clearly they didn't really want to be a part of. Eventually trickled down to Jay Kenner, left in the 1 versus 3. It's been a rough couple of rounds for Chiefs, right where they were in a position to really cement this lead and drive it home and kind of potentially put Barbie boys in an unwinnable position, or at least a very, very challenging position at halftime. Well, they've been able to fight back to now quite a respectable position, and if they're able to go on an equalize, then my word, it's been quite the reverse of fortune. It's basically though to follow, and last time out, back in round number 3, Chiefs did a great job layering denial utility. Barbie boys in their composition left quite a bit to be desired. They had no real backup option on offer. And so we see a pretty significant shift from them this time around. They still bring the Snake and the Dockerby, but I like the inclusion of the Ying. They have a bit more versatility with the smokes from Killerman, and the Twitch will be well served in dealing with Goyo early as well. So yeah, much improved composition and should give them a little more depth.
Final round of the half. Chiefs would desperately want to get this 4th after starting with 3 straight. It's 2 in a row to Barbie boys. just wrestling back the momentum. Lockers and CCTV was difficult last time out. Relays, it's going to work. He'll get the opener kill on to Prez. Traded, though, immediately by Walsh. But losing the Ying, not ideal. I'd say Relays and Chiefs will be happy with that trade, not having to deal with the Ying later on. Big battle over towards Garage as Killerman and Player will go toe-to-toe. Winner of this is going to have a huge impact in the round. Headshot, what a tap from Player. Solidifies the Garage position. No Twitch to help deal with the utility on site, especially those Vulcan canisters. Now Barbie Boys with a lot to do on Lockers and CCTV.
Yeah, you have to imagine that's going to severely compromise them there towards the late round now. It means that the Goyo utility will be left standing. It means that the Ying can't disrupt the likes of red and gold and deep positions that the defense will be able to tuck away into. It's rough now. We'll see what they're able to formulate, though. They still have good firepower available. I don't think that's really necessarily going to be the problem, but in terms of manpower and just the volume of utility that they're now lacking, it's tricky to envision a round win. But I feel like we probably should have learned by this point today that quite literally anything is possible. We've seen some of the most absurd clutches, honestly, in the last 5 years just in one night. So I'm not going to hold my breath just yet here. Chiefs need to consolidate and just play this out in a clinical fashion, not slip away any picks, not give away too much for free here.
Heading into the final stages of the round and the half. Poised for Chiefs to close this out. Wettables stuck in elevators. Needs help from Bailey, but he's also forced back courtesy of the Gas Babe. Desperately need the next kill for Barbie Boys, so they're going to have an ability to just sweep house. And Bailey, what a shot, pushing down main stairs, does get that kill. Walsh as well, 2v2, plenty of time, but Walsh goes down, caught in the fire, down to Bailey. He's got 20 seconds to find both kills, cannot walk into that Gas Babe. One more in pocket as well for Neptune, switches over to the shotgun, over towards Vault now, and the re-aggress from Bailey. Box is ready, Cheats will get to number 4. It's a 4-2 half. On the defense for Chiefs, the job not done just yet. Everybody to the halftime show of Rainbow Six OCE Kickoff. Make sure you just stay a little bit awake there, Killer Man, because you've got a big half coming up. I know the elevator music is tiring, but Okay. Barbie Boy. Defense.
Oh, geez, I don't know about you, but I'm struggling to stay awake after that NA shift yesterday. Now into this. Oh my goodness. We're 9 maps deep here for OCE Kickoff, but this is a big elimination match and a pretty big way to cap off the half. Aggression from Relays early over towards lobby, and Chiefs were able to compound that advantage pretty nicely. 4-2 lead as they now transition across to attack, and it's basement first up here from BARBIE boys. The bans have played out, and it's a pretty stark contrast to the prior round. It's the Glaz and the Sense taken off the board for attack, and then on the side of defense, Kaid and Clash. So a little bit more versatility on offer here for Chiefs when it comes to hard breach comparatively to the first half.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So Chiefs 3 rounds away from securing their survival into the next round of the lower bracket and sending BARBIE boys home. There were signs of life though from BARBIE boys towards the end of the second half, facing a 3-0 deficit, able to pull 2 back out of the timeout. Getting a decent spread of performance from Killerman, Walsh, and Wettables. All of the rounds have been, decently close. In contrast to Border, where I'd say the vast majority of the rounds were relatively one-sided. We haven't had a single round either flawless or 4 alive. So they've all been up in the air, certainly winnable. Chiefs have been able to take the lead into the second half as Player and Co look to make entry. His lockers and CCTV the site, top down clear. Is always the case, and that's a freebie from Lunchbox on to Killerman. Wonderful start for the attack to get rid of one player already. Helps facilitate a bit of that flood potential later in the round. So Walsh will just sit elevator and pray that he can get a kill. He's droned out. He's going to hold. How long is he going to hold this position? A second drone comes his way. He's still eager to try and get a kill back in the round. They know how important it will be, and he does eventually drop, and at the right time.
So 5v4 for the remainder of the round. Chiefs advantage, a lot of utility to work with. Blue will be the next challenge, and Bailey will want to hold this for as long as possible, and preferably probably get a couple of kills as well. Jay Kennedy to play the front line for the contest. It's Blitz, so Blitz into Warden don't really mix well in favor of Chiefs. And so Jay Kennedy will need some assistance in terms of util layering. Also, there's a yellow ping onto the position of Bailey, so Chiefs know exactly where this player is.
Lovely shotgun usage from Bailey towards top blue. He stays prone, hoping for more. Got a bit of damage on the Relays, tried to get out, but he will not escape. Was low on health, and Relays eventually got the kill. Keeps the advantage with Chiefs. 40 seconds left. Again, they've got the numbers that they can hit the site aggressively. Wettables on the Tachanka with plenty left in the Shamika launcher. 3 gas bays for Prez, but the delay potential might not be there. Chiefs can just throw bodies on site and go very much for the direct gunfights.
Yeah, Neptune can layer so much utility here, likely then follow it up with the drop, and I don't really envision a world in which BARBIE boys can deny a flood here. I don't think default plant's an option, but the attack should be able to go deep.
Player down main stairs, looking for the clear, losing out to Walsh. Jay Kenner going for the plant. Technically 3 guns to 2, make it 1. Walsh hits another sick headshot. He's been on fire. Jay Kenner will get the plant down. Into the post plant. Walsh does eventually go down. It's actually at the hands of Prez. You can't be doing that to your new stars. Relays now on the 1v2. Doable. Would have been a 1v3. Doesn't matter. Shot through the wall. BARBIE boys will secure their 3rd round. Walsh is vindicated. And a little off tap for Wettables into Prez after the team kill. It did not matter. 3-4, and it's starting to get a little tense here on the final map.
Well, again, another really good example of Walsh stepping up. He had a good power position in through garage, wasn't disrupted by the Candelas. He wins the fight against bot main. He forces an unfavorable drop inside of the smoke. It is pretty easy for him to mop up the 2nd kill as well. And even with the plant going down, They had the player advantage. They had Relays isolated, an awkward position over towards Lockers. Wallbang lands. And whilst not the most convincing start to the half you'll ever see in terms of a bank basement defense, it was still pretty solid considering their initial position. And they were pretty pleased, Barbie boys, that they were able to return serve in that round.
And this Chiefs going to be cautious now. 3 of the last 4 rounds for Barbie boys, even if they've been close, even if they've probably felt like quite a few of those have been winnable. They've gotten 3 opening kills straight, Chiefs, and haven't converted on 2 of them. They're kind of just running out of steam a little bit after winning the first 3 rounds. It's all Barbie boys since. And Walsh has been the star man pickup in the off season and paying dividends here. His debut stage in Kickoff. And now he plays the Lurk Roam on the Solus as we go top floor. CEO Executive is a deep lurk for Walsh.
So util clearance on offer then from the Flores, and so that's opening paths in through lobby for the attack. I'm quite intrigued to see how the Rayora will plug into this system for Chiefs in this round. You think about the versatility that Jay Kenner will have on offer here, and shutting down or opening some pathways for the attack, and I guess the defense equally as well. Ooh, play up in an engagement. Kanto War currently has been electrified, and so it's not just as simple really as getting on the rappel and executing that at range hard breach from play. He does need support in flushing out that utility on the wall. Of our frag grenades available in the hands of Relays. He's in lobby currently, so I anticipate the next checkpoint to be for Chiefs to deal with those batteries. Walsh not in a bad position himself, though, if he finds a timing to maybe push forward here and actually disrupt this entire push.
Candelas go out, right? Liudis, this Relays gets the opening pick with a frag grenade. Another opening kill for Chiefs. They've been able to turn that around, but also not benefiting. Ooh. Well, a little 1-for-1 trade. Well, technically a trade. The Skillerman got one and shut down. Relays finding the kill back pretty much straight away. As soon as Skillerman got the kill, he was dead. Didn't even get to register for him. 40 seconds left. Walsh again. When things are looking difficult for Barbie boys, they just look to Walsh. The new kid on the block making waves. Prez will fall to Relays. He goes to double digits. Player shuts down Walsh. Leaves it down to Bailey. As Relays will get to plant down. Not a lot that Bailey can realistically do. Dies in long desk. Chiefs back in the winning position. A sigh of relief for Jay Kenner. Finally able to just get, again, that separation on the scoreboard. 5-3 now. Barbie boys won't give up on hope. They've still got a lot of work to do, though, in this map. Chiefs, 2 more rounds required.
Yeah, so a couple of nice little systems there from Chiefs. A bit of util clearance, Rayora to cover front desk. They were able to, fortunately, pluck a kill with the frag grenade that headed over towards that Kanto position, and then leverage the Blackbeard nicely late. Able to trade out Walsh so that the Solus below couldn't deny the plant. And then, unfortunately, I left Bailey on an island in a essentially unwinnable position. 2-round lead now. Open area. Chiefs win this. They've got serious points. So, a big one here for Barbie boys to remain competitive. So, an intriguing choice of side, I suppose. Not naturally wanting to repeat, which is fair enough. And so, we'll see how heavily they wish to contest above against the Vert. And how willing they are to play aggressive positions offside as well, to maybe catch Chiefs on the horizontal.
New feed active.
That's the first multi-kill, by the way, for Chiefs since the end of Consulate. Relays with the 3 kills. Walsh with the opening kill. That's a devastating start to the round for Chiefs. Walsh will get his first opening kill of the map, and he gets to double digits. He's now to 35 kills as Killerman gets in on the action as well. Shuts down Jay Kenner, who's had a miserable time so far in this series. He's 8 and 23. And a 2-player advantage for Barbie Boys. So even though Chiefs were able to get themselves a much-needed round in the 8th round, Barbie Boys are right on their heels. Neptune firing towards front desk. Shuts down Walsh. Big kill. Keeps the round alive. And they can get control now on this top floor. It's fully vacated by Barbie Boys. They just can't really do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, minute 30 now remaining in the round. Advantage, Barbie Boys. Good information. Yeah, it definitely is on offer here, but actually actioning it is really tough. Relays is no doubt relaying this to the rest of the team. There's going to be a big emphasis on Neptune being able to find value on the Blackbeard here. Outside of that, there's a real lack of util. A couple of smokes, I suppose, are available. Still some Valk info and response here as well for the defense. Office Hall Square as well, so keep that in mind. How impactful may that be for Barbie Boys in fortifying their current advantage? Structuring dealt with, information waning. Really is looking to probably dump this util and drop down in combination with the push through beepers.
Big kill from Relays on to Prez. That was lined up from the get-go. Weddable's falling as well. And Chiefs now in the driver's seat to get themselves 3 match and series points as Box gets the plant down successfully. There is no response at all from Bailey and Killerman. A topsy-turvy round that sees Barbie Boys now at the bottom of the heap. It's been a day of clutches, but it seems like even that is drying up as Chiefs now have got 3 opportunities to kick Barbie Boys out of kickoff.
That was one hell of an execution. I think Relay's experience and skill there really, really on display. He was so patient, gathered really good information, knows the tech to drop quick, and was able to snatch a couple picks, putting that DMR to good use. It then opened up the path for the rest of the team to go for a really smart plant position. And then in the post, they had, again, some good repositions. They were patient. They didn't throw away their lives. They waited for Barbie Boys to play into them. And now 3 opportunities to close this one out in regulation. It looked good for Barbie Boys, and it's going to really sting that round with a 5-3 player advantage. But Relay is well rewarded. Bang, bang, 2 big kills. And the coverage late was absolutely spot on.
Is it too much of an ask now for Barbie Boys? They had a good little purple patch midway through here on Bank where rounds 4 to 7, they won 3 of 4 rounds. Now they need to win 3 of 3. No room for error. It's been great to watch Walsh come out of his shell and have an amazing series, but he's been relatively a lone figure. Except for Weddables, who's been a great helping hand. 25-17, 5-1 on the entry with a 116 EPS. Killerman 21-24, probably hasn't been at his best today. Prez and Bailey struggling. Whereas for Chiefs, it's kind of been the 3 even performance between Neptune player and Relays across the 3 maps. So they've had just a little extra helping hand. 29 kills for Neptune, 27 for player, 25 for Relays. For Relays of the 25, 14 here on Bank. He's brought his best when needed most. Barbie Boys will go to the safe sanctum of Lockers CCTV, which they did win back in round 7 to kickstart the second half. Even if they do win this, guys, it's going to be difficult to see them then win outside of basement twice.
So what can they do from here? Do they maybe try to aggress a little bit more on this occasion? Oh, Killerman's already under a little bit of threat. Open area, under pressure. I don't think he'll be able to stay around for too much longer. Walsh elevator, initial swing. Player on Yokai camera. Killerman does actually push them and find player who will be frustrated after the last couple of rounds of certainly not gone his way. Jay Kenner for the chase. Forces this defense back down, and Barbie Boy is able to consolidate now with player advantage.
Well, they've had advantages many times over, though, on bank, and it hasn't really done them a whole lot. They had the first 4 picks on the map, only won a single one of those rounds. I just saw from Bailey at the top of the doorway. Really, all that kind of does for Chiefs now is that they've got to find a way to kind of get around it. It actually buys a lot of time. It's a nice nitrosol from Bailey.
Well, they don't have
you
a
can kind of
grenade to
just see
clear it or
Chiefs.
an EMP.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have a real way to clear this.
They might be forced to just
So the
hash,
drop
that's
from
what they
Jay
do.
Kenner turns the attention to Bailey. But the help from the Yokai. Wedables helping out. Bailey then gets the kill onto Lunchbox. They will finally clear out this blue stairs position. But leaves Barbie Boys still with the extra player advantage.
Certainly could have been worse. 3 Candles remain here for Neptune. Must extract maximum value from this util and find some picks. 20 seconds.
Well, the drop's going to have to come through. Smoke, then Candelas from Neptune, along with the rush from Jake Kenner. Relays will have the gun up. Talk about a solid player to be in that position. Jake Kenner's got the plant down, by the way. Like, how is that even allowed to happen? You've got the numbers. They'll go for the retake. That might be their way forward for Barbie Boys. Sitting and waiting patiently, Neptune for the retake up above. Love this position. Should catch them off guard. Does get one. Can he get the second? No, not quite. Good sharp shooting from Killerman. Only Jay Kenner left. He goes pistol up. Trying to just buy as much time as possible. He's done this well, but overwhelmed, outnumbered. Too many numbers for Barbie Boys. They stay alive a little longer. They win out. Lockers CCTV 4-6. 2 more rounds straight needed.
Yeah, a bit of a gamble there from Barbie Boys to play for the post, but to be fair, I don't think really had too many options given the amount of util that they had remaining at the point of plant. They had to go for it. Probably a little bit fortunate that Neptune up above had the pistol in hand. It's so volatile. Netted 1, but unable to just quite line up the second here. Oh, so close. So close. And Jay Kenner with pistol in hand was never going to be able to find all 3.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
The scoreline now sits 4-6. We return to the top floor. We've only seen it on the one occasion so far, and Chiefs were successful on attack.
Bomb located by attackers.
It certainly is a way back here for Barbie Boys. You're on defense. You've been really good in the early portion of the rounds. You just got to back in the likes of Killerman and Walsh to find those early picks, and then Prez and Wedables to play their roles later in the rounds with the Gas Babes and the Yokais. Bailey can kind of then just float. He's the Goyo. Get those Vulcan canisters down and then do whatever you want. Hold down a position or get aggressive, whatever the team decides. And for Chiefs, it's a matter of, yeah, you've got 2 opportunities here, but you don't have to rush it. You don't have to do anything too crazy or silly. Just play the way that you've kind of been playing throughout Bank. You've clearly had good control on this map. No need to panic if it does even go to 6-5. Relays on the Nook. I imagine he'll go for that lurk basement and then make his way up. Which we haven't really seen a lot of that so far on Bank. It's been a very long day, guys, but it is coming to an end one way or another. Whether it's in regulation to Chiefs or overtime could be required, which we haven't had today. It would be fitting to end in overtime. As Relays has made his way top square. And in all honesty, it could have just come through terrace anyway. Oh, battle won from above. Neptune tried to take that battle on the buck from below, opening up the floorboards, and Bailey gets the better of him. Advantage again for Barbie boys.
It does feel like they're finding a bit of a late surge here. Defense is comfortable for them. Advantage now theirs. Chiefs' versatility and depth now is being really pressured quite nicely by Barbie boys. Player will retain his position down below, looking for something in terms of vert in through that jam position, but it's elsewhere. Box, he's come alive. 7 kills so far here on Bank. It's Bailey to fall. Good foothold now over towards Stock.
Yeah, losing Bailey's not the end of the world. Hasn't really been a standout performer, but on the role he's playing in this round, it doesn't really matter. You don't really lose anything, but losing Wettables is huge. And then Killerman will fall, and it looks like it's all coming to an end for the Barbie boys. They get cooked up on Bank in the end. Chiefs, too good. There were signs of life for Barbie boys, but quickly washed away from Chiefs as they knock out BB from kickoff.
Yeah, I described it as a little bit of a late surge there, perhaps, from Barbie boys, but it was indeed very short-lived there on Bank. Chiefs able to grind out a result. Unfortunately, it does mean that Barbie boys are the first team to be eliminated from kickoff, and we'll see them return hopefully in stage 1 to improve and iterate upon what they've shown us so far. But for Chiefs, yeah, I think they'll be pretty pleased with today. Overall, playing some good Siege. And I think as a team, we are slowly starting to see signs of improvement, which is always positive.
Well, I mean, it was always going to be a difficult one to see one of these two eliminated for many reasons that were mentioned throughout the broadcast. But at the very least, it was competitive. All 3 maps required, a 7-4 on the final map. Obviously, 7-3, 7-3 on the first 2. I think it probably went about right. It was certainly there for the taking, I think, to both of the 2 teams, but Chiefs just a little bit better on Bank as they get the win. They will get to progress forward in the lower bracket. And we got lovely Jake Kenner for a quick chat at the end of the series. Jake, congratulations on the win. Obviously hard fought in the end, and maybe not the start to kickoff that you guys ultimately would have liked, but good to get a win under the belt, especially under the Chiefs banner.
Yeah, it feels good. Thank you.
Obviously, Jake, it's early days for you guys in terms of playtime. How are you guys gelling together at this point? Is it feeling good in the Chiefs camp? Come on, give us a bit, mate.
It's feeling better now that we've got a win under the belt. The loss stung quite a bit, but it's definitely feeling better. But there's a lot of work to be done, especially on myself. Like, I suck at the moment, so I need to still learn how to play my role.
Jake, you've been on 18 teams over the last 5 years. What does it mean to you to be on
that
an
can't be a
organization
true statistic? No way.
I'm just going off Wikipedia, mate.
Are you serious?
To be fair, it's 18 listed names, right? I'm sure the vast majority of those are basically like the same, I don't know, 7 or 8 people. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But to join an organization like Chiefs, have they obviously done much for you guys? What does it mean for you to play for them? Because they are historically a big part of the Oceanic region.
Yeah, it's definitely a change from CS 100%. I can even tell, like, it feels more serious. The environment's way more serious than what I've ever had previously, so it's good. I'm still learning. There's lots to learn, but I can feel it improving us.
Does Shannon have much of a say on the roster, on the team, on the org?
Always. She controls everything, along with Paul.
Paul and Shannon always in control. Jake, very quickly before you let you go, obviously you got a lower bracket run. How much do you put into obviously preparing for next week? You've got, I guess, the next 5-6 days off to kind of prepare. I don't actually know who you're going to be playing. So what do you kind of do in that situation when you're not quite sure who you're going to be playing ahead of another lower bracket best of 3?
Prep's always the same. We got to work on ourselves more than worrying about what the other team are doing. There's still a lot of issues that we need to fix, so that's pretty much it. Just work on ourselves for the most part.
That's all right, mate. You just send relays in and he'll get the job done as he did on Bank. Congrats on the win, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Exactly. See you guys. Shout out, Shan.
Shout out to Shannon and Paul. Shannon's in charge, but Paul's in control. Big win, obviously, for Chiefs. We get to see, obviously, a big organization stay within Kickoff, which is good. Unfortunate for BARBIE boys, but we'll see them back for stage 1. Our MVP for the day, and it's been a long day and a lot of Siege played, so if you're the MVP today, you've done something well. And it's Bappin. He was the clutch king. 27 kills. He wasn't the top fragger of the day, Gus, but this is where the numbers aren't always the be-and-all. His performances late in rounds was a big reason why Anios couldn't pull off the big upset.
Yeah, it's really all about impact, and we could see it there on the graphic. 21 impact rounds, and obviously the impact scale difference.